Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a full face of powder products. So all the products I use on my face today that you can see are all actually powder products. It gives a really natural look to the skin, and after I use all the powder products I actually spray it down with some setting spray, and that just kind of melts everything into one seamless layer and looks like one really natural looking face. So yeah, I've been wearing this look a load recently. It's just a really nice everyday daytime kind of natural look, and yeah, I just think it's really pretty and flattering and very versatile as well. For the eyes, I went for a really light natural kind of look using the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette, which I know it has a reputation for being a smokier palette, but it does have a ton of lighter shades at the top here, which I use to create this lighter, shimmery, more daytime appropriate look, if that's something that you're more into. If you'd like to see how I got this look, then please keep on watching. So I've already applied primer to my face. I used the MAC Strobe Cream in the pink version, and I just applied that everywhere, and now I'm going to go into the powder products just because I didn't have a powder primer that I wanted to use. The first product I'm using is the Bourjois Healthy Mix powder foundation. This is the Healthy Glow range, and it's in the shade Fair Skin. I think that's the shade name. I'm not entirely sure, but I think the shade is just called Fair Skin. And I'm just going to be applying that with this Nude by Nature brush, and this is the Nude by Nature buffing brush, and I'm just going to buff that powder into the skin. It isn't the best shade match for my skin tone, but it isn't the worst. I can pull it off, it's good enough, so I'm going to be using that as my foundation today. There's some sort of construction going on outside my house, but it's nighttime, so I can't see, so I don't actually know what's going on out there, but if you can hear noise, that's some sort of construction happening on my street. This powder actually provides pretty decent buildable coverage. As you can see, this side I've applied more on, and this side I haven't applied as much, and you can kind of tell that I have a bit more coverage going on this side. It's pretty even though it's not my exact skin tone match. I can pull this shade off pretty well, even though it's not as yellow as my actual skin tone. I feel like it's on the slightly pinker side. This powder also has that classic Bourjois Healthy Mix scent as well, which I really enjoy. It's light, kind of fruity, almost I've heard of people describe it as yogurty, but it's not overpowering or disgusting or anything, and it's not overwhelming. Once I apply it on the face, I don't feel like I can smell it anymore. It's just as I'm applying it, it's a light fragrance, which is really cute. I kind of want more coverage, so I'm just going to build this up as much as I can to get as much coverage as I can out of this powder, because it doesn't matter if I use too much, because afterwards when I apply my setting spray, it'll kind of set everything down and make it look not so powdery. So I'm not afraid to use a lot of this just because it will look really seamless and smooth in the end. And I also find that is a huge benefit of using powder and mineral products. They never look cakey if you use a setting spray afterwards to melt everything together into one seamless layer on the face. Next, I'm going to be using a bronzer, and this is a bronzer that I've only just recently purchased. This is the Urban Decay Beach Bronzer in the shade Bronzed, and I'm really excited to give this a go. It just looks like this. It's just a nice bronzer shade, and I'm going to be bronzing using the Nude by Nature powder brush, and I'm just going to be taking that through the cheekbones. Oh, it's quite pigmented, but it's really nice. I feel like this is really blendable because that was really harsh at first but blended out pretty seamlessly. I feel like this bronzer is quite pigmented, but it blends out nicely so that it's not leaving harsh lines or anything. It is a really nice shade for my skin tone. It's not too deep, it's not too light, it's very workable. And yeah, I quite like it. It's very blendable, so that's really nice. I don't detect any scent in the bronzer, and it is a matte finish, so it doesn't have any luminous sheen to it at all, which is nice. Some people like a more matte bronzer, some people prefer a luminous. I respect both kinds of bronzers. They each have their own benefits, but yeah, this is applying really nicely to the skin, especially considering I'm applying it just over other powder products. I don't have a foundation as a base or anything, just a mineral foundation, which isn't a load of base for other products to go on top of, in my opinion. I'm just going to take that down the neck a little bit just to blend my face into my body a bit better, take that along the jawline, and also I'm going to take that in the forehead area along the sides of my face, and that blended out really nicely. See, they kind of had a harsh line at first because this product is quite pigmented, but it blends away into really seamless kind of blurred finish. I'm not going to do a load of nose contour, but I'm also going to take that same brush that has a little bit of product left on it, and I'm just going to pinch it like this and drag it down the sides of my nose just to give a little bit more definition. I don't need a huge nose contour today, I don't feel like it, but just to bring a little bit more shape back to the center of the face so I don't look too washed out in the middle there. Just a little bit of color. Next, I'm going to be going in with some blush. This is the Becca blush in the shade Flower Child, and as you can see, I barely have any left. I'm going to be using this brush from Real Techniques that has no label left on it because it's rubbed off because I've used this for ages, but I'm just going to be taking a load of this and applying it to the cheeks. Anyway, I've been feeling a lot of blush recently because we're going into like spring and summer here in Sydney, and I love that like blushed, like sun-kissed, burnt kind of look. Not burnt, but you know, like healthy glow kind of vibes. And I feel like you just can't do too much blush when it comes to this particular product. It applies so beautifully that you just can't overdo it. It looks really beautiful no matter how much you use. If you use a little bit, it can still look nice, but I actually repressed this blush, and so I feel like it's kind of more difficult to pick up the amount of pigment that I'd originally pick up before I pressed it. So that's why I'm kind of like going in a bit more, but I really like building up this blush, really like flushed, sun-kissed kind of look. I'm also going to take that a little bit on the forehead to bring back color to the face, just so that it's like evenly flushed. And I'm also going to take a little bit that's left on my brush across the front of the nose there, just to like even out the face and bring back color. Next, I'm going to be using this MAC Extra Dimensions Skin Finish, and this is in the shade Whisper of Guilt. I'm going to be using this like setting finishing brush from Real Techniques and just applying that to the high points of my cheekbones there. I really love this highlight. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's really buildable. You can get like a softer finish if you'd like, or you can build it up for a more like beaming, glowing kind of look. I've obviously hit quite a fair bit of pan because I really do enjoy this, and I really like this highlighter brush as well. This is one of my go-to highlighter brushes. It's just really easy to use. It's nice and small, it's not too big, and it's just easy to diffuse the highlight with like this size and shape of brush, I feel. I'm also going to be taking a little bit of this on my finger and taking that across the cupid's bow and down the nose. So mostly on the like center in between the, like on the bridge there, I think it's called, and then also on the tip of the nose, and then I'll take the excess and just kind of connect those two areas. There we go. I'm going to go into eyeshadow, and today I'll be using the Naked 2 palette from Urban Decay. This is such a classic palette, and I feel like a load of people have this in their collection. This palette isn't actually mine. This is my friend Francesca's, and she's lent it to me to play around with. So thank you, Francesca. I am having a lot of fun with this palette. I'm going to go into this shade, wait, I'll figure out how to cover the mirror. I'm going to go into this first shade here called Foxy. I'm just going to take that all over the lid just to kind of set as a base. I'm going to be doing kind of a lighter, pinkier, hopefully toned eyeshadow look using this palette, because this palette has a lot of cool tone colours, but I didn't feel like going for a cool tone look today. Sometimes I feel like cool tone looks aren't as flattering on me, so I'm going to try and keep this a bit more light and a little pinkier if I can. After I've set Foxy all over the lid, I'm going to take this next light shade here, the third one in the palette, and I'm going to take this shade Booty Call, I think it's called, and I'm going to use that as a brow bone highlight. I'm just putting it on with my finger and then blending it out with the brush. It's a really beautiful like bone kind of shade with a little bit of sheen to it, so it gives a little bit of dimension without being like overwhelmingly popping or anything. It's just a really nice bright shade. The next shade I'm going to be using is this shade here. It's kind of like a matte taupe kind of shade, and it's called Tease. And I'm just going to be taking that through the crease of my eye using the same brush. By the way, I'm using probably a same brush for this whole look. This is the base shadow brush from Real Techniques. So I'm just going to be taking a bit of that shade and popping that onto the outer crease kind of area of my lid. And because everything that we've used is powders, I find it's very easy to blend. Next, I'm going to be taking this really gorgeous like rose gold kind of shade. It's called Chopper. I'm just going to be taking that on my ring finger. I'm just going to be pressing Chopper all over the lid and then blending out any harsh edges. Chopper is so stunning. It kind of creates a little bit of depth, but it's not too dark. It's still a bright light color, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. The tone of Chopper is just really pretty and natural, and it's not too heavy on the eyes. So I've created a little bit of depth without getting too heavy. I'm going to take the last shade now, which is called Half Baked, which is just this golden shade right here. It's like a shimmery golden shade second from the side, and I'm going to be again taking my ring finger and just pressing that into the center of the like mobile lid. And this is going to bring back like a pop of light, as you can see. It brings back some lightness to the look, brightness to the look, really lightens up the eye. I really like the quality of this shadow. I don't know, I feel like it's very nice and creamy and buildable and blends out really nicely. I don't feel like it's too difficult to work with or like difficult to blend or anything. I'm also taking that same shade Half Baked, that golden shade, and also taking that into the inner corner as well, just to like make a cohesive brightness on the eyes. Now, since this is an all powder look, I'm going to be using a pointed liner brush. This is the brush number 202 from the Real Techniques Bold Metals range. I'm just going to be taking this and the matte black shadow from the palette. This is in the shade Blackout. I'm just going to be lining my lash line using that matte black eyeshadow. So I'm just going to grab a little bit on the brush and creating a wing liner. Next, I'm going to pop on some eyebrows. So I'm going to be using the Rimmel Brow This Way, like little brow duo. I'm going to be using the brow powder in this duo to fill in my eyebrows. And I'm actually also going to use this like tiny little brow brush that comes with the kit. It's not actually the worst brush, and I actually do use it sometimes. So yeah, I'm just going to be filling in my brows with this matte brown brow powder. When I use this brow powder, it doesn't give me the most precise brows ever, but it does like fill in and like generally like fill out my brow shape a little bit. It doesn't give a precise shape though. So usually when I go for like a pointed tail or like, you know, sleeker edges, I won't choose just a brow powder. I might use a brow powder to fill in like the front areas, but usually I wouldn't go for a brow powder over the whole brow just because it's more of like a looser, fluffier, more natural look than I would typically go for my brows. It is still really nice though, and I do think that this looks like fine for me. Last of all, I'm going to be going in with some products that are not powders. These are products that I can't replace with powder versions. Like, I don't have a powder mascara, I don't really feel like using a powder on my lips, and I want to set this all afterwards. So I'm going to go in with my mascara. This is the Revlon Customized Mascara. It kind of has like two wands, so it's got like a part 1 and a part 2. I'm not sure if you can tell from that. But when I open it, you can kind of like adjust it. This twists at the bottom here and it slightly changes the wand of the mascara, but yeah, it doesn't really add that much of a difference in my opinion. I don't know, I can't really tell that much of a difference, but it is a cool little gimmick. But yeah, that's the mascara I've been using recently, and I'm just going to be popping that on my lashes. I don't have a load of lashes, but as you can tell, it does make a little bit of a difference. This is with mascara, this is without. I feel like it fills it in a little bit more, and I don't know, it just thickens my lash line. Since this is kind of like a lighter, fresher look, I wanted to go in with some lip gloss, so I'm going to be using the Fenty Sweet Mouth Lip Gloss, which is a new one to my collection. I actually hauled this in my most recent makeup haul. It's just a light pink colour and it's really pretty, and I'm excited to try it. This is the first time I'm wearing it on my actual lips. I've swatched it in store and thought it was really pretty, but I haven't tried it yet. Oh, it's so cute. It's like the perfect like pearly, translucent baby pink kind of shade. It's really light and natural and just gives like a little bit of a sheen. I love this. It is so cute. I love this so much. And finally, I'm just going to be setting the whole face with the Model's Own Makeup Fixing Spray. This is actually a pretty decent spray. At first I was kind of unsure of it because, I don't know, I'm not really a fan of a lot of stuff from Model's Own, and I wasn't really sure if I was going to enjoy this spray, but I actually really like it. It sets my makeup in, it melts it all together, it doesn't look weird on the skin or anything, and also the like sprayer, it's like a light mist. It doesn't leave like droplets on my skin, which is a big issue that I have with some spray bottles. So yeah, I just find it does a really good job of melting all those powdery layers together, so it looks like one seamless base. It doesn't look powdery on my skin anymore. It just looks like one like seamless layer, which is really gorgeous and really natural, really. I really like this look. And yeah, this is the completed look. If you like this tutorial, then please give this video a thumbs up, comment anything you'd like to see from me in future down below, subscribe to see more content from me, and hopefully I'll see you in a future video soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!